Welcome to Cookbook Club. I'm Hannah. Today we're going to be talking about 6 Seasons, A New Way with Vegetables by Joshua McFadden. This cookbook is really focused on seasonal recipes. So each section is a different season, and he highlights the produce that is typically available in that season. So I really loved reading the winter recipes back in February and March, and finding a new way to use like the storage vegetables that seemed, kind of boring to me at the time, but McFadden really highlighted how to make those ingredients shine. And then it was so nice, going into spring and summer to find ways to use the ingredients that were coming into season. And it was also just really exciting to be able to say, oh, sugar snap peas are in season. What should I make with those? So it's a really great cookbook if you are a person who likes going to the farmer's market. Maybe you have a CSA share and you're not sure what to do with those ingredients. This book is perfect for it. So what I love about this cookbook and its recipes is just the wide variety of recipes McFadden shares. So I think for a lot of people, if they're thinking about buying fresh vegetables, they think, oh, well, I have to make a salad out of them. While McFadden does have a lot of great salad recipes, he also has, things like appetizers. So this is grilled artichokes with artichoke parmigiano or dip. He has breakfasts, so this is an asparagus, nettle, and green garlic frittata. He even has main courses, so fava and pistachio pesto on pasta. So it really shows you that seasonal produce can be incorporated into really every meal of the day, and it gives you ideas for doing that. The most difficult part of this video for me was being able to pick just one recipe, because I've used a lot of the recipes in this cookbook and I've been impressed with nearly every one of them. But today we're going to be focusing on pasta alla Gricia with slivered sugar snap peas. I chose this recipe because sugar snap peas just came into season in Ann Arbor, and I wanted to find a recipe that could highlight those sugar snap peas, but also be a filling main course. So today we're going to start with a pasta alla Gricia with slivered snap peas. A little bit of background about this dish. This is a traditional Italian dish. It traditionally consists of pasta, hard cheese such as Parmesan or Pecorino, and cured pork. Since I'm vegetarian, I'm going to be doing a vegetarian version and substituting some of the ingredients. I'm sure the meat version is great. If you want to check out 6 Seasons, you can make it the same way he does, but I can't eat that, so just... Jeez. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the ingredients. So obviously to make pasta, you'll need some sort of pasta. McFadden recommends a noodle such as spaghetti, fettuccine. We're using bucatini, so this will be pretty good. For the recipe in the cookbook, you'll need 8 ounces, which is about half of this package. We're gonna go ahead and make the whole package, so we have leftovers, so we'll be doubling some of the ingredients. So what I'm doing instead of the cured meat is I'm going to use calamatas, and then these are garlic scapes. These are a seasonal ingredient. They kind of have the flavor of garlic, but they're just a bit more mild. So I think this will be a good substitute. Obviously, it's not going to taste like pork, but it has kind of like a similar umami, salty flavor, especially the olives. And when they're sliced up and sauteed, the texture might be a little bit similar as well. So I think this will be really good. I've used kalamata successfully in other pasta dishes I've made vegetarian. So we're gonna throw that in. For McFadden's original recipe, he calls for 1 pound of sugar snap peas. We have about a little under 2 pounds in this bag. I know you can't really see that, just because we're making a bigger serving. Now you'll need some hard cheese. This is Parmesan. Pecorino is also fine. This is for garnishing at the end. And then you'll need some butter. So the main sauce of the recipe is with butter. McFadden actually makes his own like blended butter. He calls it Cocoa e Pepe butter. Sorry, I mispronounced that. It's butter, Parmesan, pecorino, and peppercorns, which sounds delicious. Unfortunately, you have to let the butter cool for an hour, and I, just didn't prep that. So I'm just gonna be doing extra Parmesan in my recipe and then adding the peppercorns, the grinded peppercorns separately. I think that'll be fine. And then olive oil. So the olive oil in this recipe is actually used for sauteing, which is why I'm using grocery store brand. Typically, if I'm making a pasta, if I'm dressing the pasta with the olive oil, I would use higher quality olive oil. But since it's sauteing and a lot of the flavor is just gonna be cooked out, the cheap stuff is totally fine. So those are the ingredients. Let's go ahead and get cooking. Okay, so the first step is to salt and bring your water to a boil. So when you're making pasta, you want to salt the water very heavily. McFadden says the water should be salted like the sea. And I know what you're thinking, that's a lot of salt, but keep in mind that when you're boiling pasta, it's not absorbing the water the same way like rice is absorbing it. So you can salt the water really heavily, and your pasta won't be too salty. It's just
cheese.
Okay. True. This is the next step. You want to prep your peas. So of course you want to give them a nice washing.
That wasn't a great one. A second.
Okay, so once all your peas are destemmed, you're going to want to slice them. So for this recipe, you want them to be sliced very thinly on a sharp angle so they're almost shredded. So like that. This is gonna help them stick in the pasta. It's gonna be a really nice texture. Okay, so we finished slicing our sugar snap peas. What I wanna say is if you're having difficulty slicing these, if they feel like they're being crushed instead of sliced, it might be that your knife is too dull. So if you're having trouble, and if you have a knife sharpener, go ahead and sharpen that knife. If not, it's okay if some of the cuts aren't as clean as others. Just do your best. Okay, so our pasta is at a lovely boil. So we're gonna throw these bad boys in. You're gonna wanna boil these for a little bit under al dente. So if the package says 10 minutes, I'm gonna actually do 9. The reason for this is the pasta is gonna continue cooking in the sauce. So if you're using the pork instead of olives and garlic, you're gonna wanna saute it for about 15 minutes till it releases its fat and it becomes crispy. Since we're not using meat, we don't need to saute for that long, but I do wanna throw in the garlic and the Kalamata olives into the skillet to warm them up and let the flavors meld together. So when your pasta is almost ready, so a minute or two left, you're gonna wanna add the sugar snap peas to the pot. It's important to do this when there's a minute left because you don't want the sugar snap peas to be overcooked. You really want that like fresh vegetal flavor. So I'm just gonna throw these in. There's like 45 seconds left just to get them cooking. Also, in the last minute, you're gonna want to grab a cup and get a little bit of the pasta water preserved. It's okay if one snap pea gets in there. So about a cup's worth, okay? Okay. So we went ahead and drained our pasta. Go ahead and throw your garlic and olive mixture or your meat in there with it. And you gotta throw in butter. So I know like this looks like a ton of butter. It is a ton of butter, but keep in mind we doubled the recipe. And this is your sauce, you know? So get that out. Go ahead and stir that together. You're gonna wanna throw in some pasta water. Don't throw the whole thing in, there we go. And keep stirring until a sauce begins to form. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Parmesan. Okay. So as you're stirring, you can go ahead and throw some Parmesan in. And you wanna save some grated Parmesan for serving. Wow. Guys, this smells phenomenal. I wish I could capture the smell for you. You'll just have to make it. I mean, honestly. I'm gonna taste it, and I'll let you know how it turned out. Oh my God. Yeah, just make this recipe. That's all I have to say. It's so complex flavor-wise with the Parmesan, the Kalamatas, the garlic, but it also just lets these seasonal snap peas shine. I mean, I made the vegetarian version. I am really pleased with this. I imagine it's just as delicious with the cured pork. So just go for it. That's all I have to say. I need to eat. I'm sorry.